Hello, Cancer. Hi, how are you doing? This will be a reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whatever placements you want to apply it to, however that works for you. That said, I do have to let you know a few things. One, my name is Chelsea, and this is Darkest Dawn Tarot. Two, not all readings are going to resonate because this is general. So, if you can't find yourself in this placement, that's okay. I'm doing my best these days to put out as many readings as possible. So hopefully there will be another reading for you where you can find yourself in another placement. Also, please remember, I guess this would be the third thing, that tarot is the presence of choice, not the absence of it. This does not dictate your life. I am not a licensed psychologist or medical health professional or mental health professional or any sort of professional, to be perfectly honest with you, other than a tarot reading professional. So please use your discernment. Find yourself where you do. If it resonates with you, then it does. If it doesn't, then maybe I'm not your reader, or maybe this isn't your message. There's a lot of cancers in the world, so we're going to figure that out together. Now, lastly, I did feel compelled to do a reading for Taurus instead of you. But there was something that was kind of hindering that and making it more of a... I've been procrastinating on it, and I'm not sure why. And it doesn't have anything to do with you. I just wanted to let you know that this is why I'm jumping around from sign to sign, because the last reading I did was Capricorn, and I was hoping to get through all the earth signs before I jumped into water signs, but excuse me. But obviously that's not the case here. I just got told to read for Cancer. So let's see what's going on with Cancer. Now, the structure of this reading is a past energies, current energies, and future energies. We'll do some outcome cards and some advice from the universe if we have the time. So yeah, so let's jump into it. I'm going to do a check-in. I've already shuffled all these cards, but I'm going to do it again. I've meditated on your energy, and again, I'm not sure why reading for Cancer seemed more important than reading for Taurus. Not entirely sure, but we'll find out. That's what this whole thing is about, isn't it? That's the other thing. If this reading does resonate with you and you like my content, then do all that fun YouTube stuff for me. Like, share, subscribe, leave comments. Please be nice in the comments. The world is full of so much garbage right now. We don't need any more garbage in the comments. So, honestly, don't have anything nice to say. Don't say anything at all. Plain and simple. Unappreciated. I'll probably just delete it because I do read all the comments. So, anywho, that said, on that cheery note, let's get into your reading. Let's pull just a few cards for Cancer for their past energies, please and thank you. Okie dokie. We did get a flipper, but didn't pop out, and I don't take flippers. I wait. That was the Page of Swords. I've got the Lovers and the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles and the Fool at the bottom of the deck. All right, so we got some things going on here, but the first card to come out was the Two of Swords. Sorry, I know I've got glare going on here. This setup is not ideal, but it works for now, and we'll work with that. Then I've got the Page of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to get all the cards out before I delve too deeply into that. But I can simply say, as of right now, it feels to me like you're working towards something, because you're inspired. You just don't know exactly where it's headed and what it's going to do for you. You can't see where it's going to go. Or you're, okay, well, no, I'm going to wait. Okay, let's get present energies out. Just a few cards, please. Present energies out for Cancer. Ooh, Ace of Wands. I like that. The rest here, well, we've got the Nine of Cups on its side, and I do take sideways cards. We've got the Six of Swords upright, and then these two came out. Ooh, the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Fun. What? My present energies these days have always seemed to be 5 cards. I'm not sure why. And then the World. What order did that come out in? Doesn't matter. I'll read it as though it was here. It feels like it needs to be in the middle of those two. Yeah. And then, like I said, the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's remember that, shall we? Let's remember that. Ooh-wee, Cancer. We got some stuff going on. And of course we do. Okay. All right, let's pull future energies, please. One more. Here you are. Anything else? Thank you. Okay. That one came out first. Okay. So in your future energies, we have the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Moon, you. I read the Moon as Cancer, by the way, because you are ruled by the Moon. I know it's a Pisces card traditionally, but this is just how I read it. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles, or Ten of Cups, I should say, and the King of Wands. Now I've got them all backwards. That's a very interesting collection. Okay, so we're going to leave that off to the side, and I am going to pull clarifiers on all this, but I just want to touch base on what is initially happening here. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Five of Cups with the Empress underneath that, and Death, your fellow sign, your fellow water sign, the Scorpion. Right. This is a deep read. Not surprised. You're a water sign. What I feel is going on here, Cancer, is that you've been diligently working towards something that you're inspired to do because you know it'll benefit you one way, shape, or form, but you just don't know how. And so it's kind of been, I'm talking about your past energies here, it's kind of been a slightly directionless, not for lack of you not having a goal, but you just don't know where that goal is going to lead you. You just know that what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing, and it's better than what you were doing, if that makes sense. So whatever it is that you're working on now, whether it be No, this feels work. I was going to say maybe it's a relationship, but we'll see with the clarifiers. I doubt it's a relationship. I think this reading is more work related. I think that I think you wake up some days and you're kind of feeling to yourself, this is just the energy that I'm getting, is that you wake up some days and you think to yourself, well, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I here? What am I doing this for? And not necessarily in a bad way, just in a like, where is this going to take me? Because I want to do this. I'm inspired to do this. I had the idea to do this. I quit my teaching job in order to pursue my passion for photography or something along those lines, and it's going well. Or I quit my photography job in order to pursue my teaching job, and it's going well. But why am I doing this? Like, you're not fully. And the reason why I say that is because this Nine of Cups is sideways, and it feels like this was a common theme in the Capricorn reading too. It feels like you're moving away from a negative cycle. Now this in your present energies, I really want to clarify. There's an opportunity coming your way, but you have to move away from something. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to clarify that. And in your future energies, again, more opportunity, but this is coming from a crafty place. A crafty place. Like, you're gonna have to pull from this Page of Wands again, but it's gonna be even. It's like in your past energies. And by the way, past energies can be anything from like 6 days ago to 6 years ago to 6 months ago to whatever. Like, it doesn't, there is no, because time is not. So whatever you were putting your energy into in the past towards this goal you're working on, you went from an 8 to a 5. So something must have shook you. And with the Six of Swords here, it feels like you moved past something. Maybe you overlooked something, but it feels like you moved past something, or you got through something that was a final little test. And maybe it could have been the hurdle of changing careers, and drastically changing careers, or going back to school or something like that. But anyway, you're moving from the Page to the King of Wands. That's a big step. That is a big step up. So I feel that your past energies and your future energies, I feel your future energies are a callback to what you were working on. You could have been moonlighting as something. You could have been working a day job in a coffee shop, let's say, hypothetically speaking, and moonlighting on a passion project that you knew wasn't going to pay you right away, but it was something that you deeply truly wanted to do. But there's a level of sadness here. I don't understand that. There's a level of that was too close to my face. There we go. There's a level of compromise. Compromise is the word I just got. Maybe you had to compromise sleep. Maybe you had to compromise your social life. With this Five of Pentacles here. Maybe you had to totally adjust your way of living. Maybe you had to downsize your apartment. Maybe you, in order to put time and energy into, or to put more money, I should say, into your passion. And now you're feeling that you're You're wondering if it's truly going to give you happiness. But with you showing up in your power here, this is something you're good at. Whether you've always been good at it, whether it's something that, like I said, you could have gone back to school to learn, and suddenly you've realized that like this opportunity was the right opportunity. Maybe you got like a random, I don't know. When I went back to school many moons ago, I didn't think I was actually going to follow through with it. I figured, what's the harm of trying one semester? You know, like, I know I need to do something different than what I'm currently doing. So why not try this? Yeah, it might end up being wasted tuition, but that's okay. I can make some compromises in my life. I can take out a loan, and if I'm paying it back for a failed attempt at something because I didn't enjoy what I ended up going to school for. But it turns out within the first week, I was absolutely enamored by this new pursuit. I loved it. It was everything I wanted to do and more. And turns out I was actually really good at it. It wasn't this, obviously. This is something else. This is just another layer to the Chelsea cake. But no, that's kind of what this feels like. It's like, you know, like, why not try something? Like, what's, you know, you gotta weigh your risks versus your rewards sometimes. Okay, let's get some clarifiers out before I start shooting my mouth off on things I don't fully understand here. At Five of Cups is that could be the place you're drawing from. It's the whole, like, I attempted to work really hard at something and I was passionate about it, but I couldn't see where it was going for me. And so now I have to let go of that thing that I was good at in order to venture out into finding something new that I'm also good at. You know, I've rarely met a Cancer in my life that wasn't really good at everything that they attempted. Rarely. Okay. Past energies, clarifies, please. It's at the bottom of the deck. Okay, yeah. Okay. Three of Wands at the bottom of that. Yeah, this. We've got the Page of Cups. The Four of Cups came up first, then the Page of Cups, and the Hermit, then the Temperance. So, excuse me. Springtime allergies, summertime allergies are getting the best of me here. I'm going to pull the rest first. Clarify present energies, please. Thank you. Thank you. Now this makes sense. See, I knew I shouldn't have done. We got the Two of Swords again. Okay. Future energies, please. Oops. Future energies, please. This is awkward. Future energies, please. Future energies. Anything else? Thank you. Oh, Cancer. Oh, Cancer. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Yeah, I knew I needed to do this reading for you. What? How? What? Okay, new. Yeah, good, good, good. Okay, I'll explain all this in a second. I'm turning this one upright, even though I know it's because it hit the this, which is silliness. Silly setup. Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to show you this. Two separate decks. What's the bottom card on both? Let me hold that in a different way so that way you can actually see it. Cool. So, underneath one of those is the Empress. Underneath the other one is the Ten of Pentacles. Sorry, I gotta shuffle this around. Oh, God, I knew this was going to be a deep reading, and I'm already this far along. Okay, so I'm going to try to wrap this up in the next 15 minutes here and find the concise message for you. So we've got the Four of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Hermit, and the Temperance. Ta-da! You've healed. Or divine intervention came in and forced you to heal, because, clarifying your present energies, we have the Queen of Wands, the Emperor, the Ace of Swords, and Judgment. Fresh, new start. Coupled with the World, I love that. And that's two aces, Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Swords. Something presently is happening. And it feels to me that there is a letting go of and a realizing that maybe that there's a part of your life that it's your comfort zone. It's your comfort zone. Sorry, that was my revelation and then a long pause. Your comfort zone. You've had to let go of your comfort zone in order to carry on with this. And then in your future energies, you've got the Ten of Wands, the World in reverse, the High Priestess, and then sideways, and yes, I read sideways cards, is the Four of Wands and the Fool. You're going to have to make a leap towards your stability. You're going to have to trust. But you've got the King and Queen of Wands here. You've got the drive, you've got the passion. I don't know what this is, and I can't even come up with a decent scenario as to what it possibly could be for you. I'm sorry, I wish I didn't have this frog in my throat. Double Five of Cups. Yeah, you might have had to totally change the way you live your life in order to pursue something, or with all this major arcana, there's a very real chance that, like, the Five of Cups is not a bad card. It's a Scorpio card. It's your fellow water sign, and then, like I said, we've got the Death and Empress and everything. It's not a bad card. It's about losing the taste for something that you once loved, and realizing that if you just lifted your head up, if you took a different perspective, it's like almost pre-Hangman energy. If you just lifted your perspective, lifted your chin up, then you'd see that you still have two cups behind you, and there's a bridge and a castle, and there's so many more opportunities, this Seven of Cups. This feels to me like a test. It feels like you've been being tested. And I don't like saying that because I don't believe that the universe tests us. So I don't feel like it's a universal test. I feel like it's more of an earthly three-dimensional test. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where a lot's been asked of you. To close out a cycle. And to start fresh again. A lot's been asked of you. And I mean, don't shoot the messenger here, but I think you're not quite through it yet, and a little more is going to get asked of you. But you're like, the finish line is in sight, Cancer. Because what you're aiming for, there's the Death card again. What you're aiming for is a completion of an old cycle, like to finally be done with something. Yeah, I'm getting close to it now. Finally be done with something. So it doesn't keep seeping into your life anymore, and the work that you've been putting in. I know I just jumped from it being like physical work to now like emotional work. And it could be both. Could be both, could be one, could be the other, could be it could be everything. But what I'm feeling is that like there's a renewal of you happening right now. A renewal of your truth and your faith. It's like, okay, here's the best way I can describe it. This is how it feels to me. Like, you know, if you're in your kitchen and you break a glass, right? Like a glass, like a water glass, right? It drops on the floor, it shatters everywhere. And it doesn't just break into two pieces that you can easily pick up and throw in the garbage. It shatters. There's bits everywhere. And so you go around with the broom and the vacuum and the wet cloth, and you're trying to pick it all up and get every little tiny piece because you don't want, your cat or your snake to like, stumble upon it. I'm assuming you have a pet snake. I don't know. Let's just go with my hypothetical here. But you don't want to step on it yourself because you don't want to find a piece of glass later down the road. But you do. That's the thing. We've all had this happen to us before. You find that piece of glass, that tiny little shard. You get like a sliver in your foot when you're walking around your kitchen barefoot, or all of a sudden you move like a living room chair and there's a little crystal nugget of glass, and you're going, "How did this get here?" And you're going, "Oh, like I haven't broken anything since that one time, months and months and months ago." But there's still little bits, there's still little fragments. That's what this feels like. That there's something that you've been working really hard to move past. You've been given opportunities and you've taken them. You're going to have to keep delving into the depths of your soul for this one with your card and your intuition. So both high and low, you're going to be stretched energetically in the future. But with this hermit mode and this temperance, you've been trying to find all those little pieces of glass. And you get those moments where you think, yeah, I got it all. I got it all. It's all gone. I've got all the glass. And then out of the blue, one day, like I said, you get a sliver in your toe. Or you're vacuuming again and you hear that up the vacuum. And you're going, what the hell was that? And you realize, another piece of glass I missed. Pieces of glasses you've missed. Well, guess what? Eventually, all those little pieces of glass get cleaned up. They do. They really, really do. Or they turn to sand. They transform into something different. But you're not going to be able to put that glass back together. So realize and appreciate the 4 others or 5 others you have from that set of 6. I'm really going hard down this rabbit hole of this analogy, but you get my point. But with this Queen of Wands and this Emperor and this Ace of Swords and this Judgment, you're craving that renewal. You're craving that fresh start from yourself, that boss up energy, and you've got it. You're working towards it, but you've got this looming little bit, this 5 of Cups, which, like I said, it's not bad. It's just a looming little bit. It's just a little bit of shadow work. Just a little bit of shadow work. In your next reading, I'd like to see these 2 cards in the upright, but I do feel like they're still kind of hovering in the sideways, because at the moment you're not quite ready to take that leap of faith. Well, this is obviously your future energy, so it's coming, but it's not quite there yet. It's still buffering, because you're still letting go of this burden, of those little pieces of glass. You're still finding them in places. But you're on your way to your happiness and changing this Page of Wands to a King of Wands with the Queen of Wands in the middle. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. You're at the Queen of Wands now. You were at the Page. So just because there's some clutter along the way and some shit that you still have to clean up along the way to your goal and to your dream, to the thing that you started working on, this 8 of Pentacles, doesn't mean that you're not doing the right thing. You've got the Emperor smack dab in the middle, so you've got help. You might have a mentor, some sort of teacher. You might need to look into one if you don't already, or just trust in the divine, because the judgment is here. You know, there's guidance somewhere, and there's a truth somewhere, and a fresh idea. Okay, I don't want this to go on too long, and this is where I'm going to probably start doing extendeds moving forward, but because I would totally love to see more about this. Yeah, you're going to have to get a little cunning. You got 2 7s here. Cunning to get what you want. But you are. You're smart. You're very smart, Cancer. So there's no reason why you can't find a clever, creative way. But just don't get bogged down with the amount of choices that you possibly have, because what it looks like you're doing right now is opening up opportunities to yourself, or opportunities. So sorry. Should not have had a soda. That is too burpy for this time. Just regular water next time will do. Yeah, it feels like you're still in a bit of a survival mode versus allowing the divine in and listening to the call. If that makes sense. That might not be a message for everyone. No, none of this message might be for everyone, but that's what it feels like to me. A small amount of survival mode still, if you used to be in that space, which is likely. Most of us have been. Yeah. You're cleaning, you're still finding little shards of glass, but you've cleaned up the bulk of it, and you're working real hard. You are working real hard, and that is very seen. But this cycle that's coming to a close, that still has a little bit left of it. I don't feel like it was one that you created. I feel like it was a karmic journey that you were on, that you had no choice but to go through. That said, and again, this is not a message for everyone, and this might not pertain to every Cancer, but you could be participating in someone else's karmic journey. Like, we all know how we end up involved if we have a significant other, or if we have a child or parent or a best friend. Somehow I hope we all have best friends, but you know what I mean. Like, somehow we end up involved in other people's karmic journeys. That could be what is happening here. Could be. That's not for everyone. And that could be what some of the remorse is, some of this 5 of Cups. It's not yours, but it feels integral with the Empress and the 10 of Pentacles underneath both of those cards. It feels integral to get what you want. You have to release what no longer serves you. I'm reading it like the 8 of Cups. You have to release and just lift your chin up. Lift your chin up, Cancer. See a different perspective. A different perspective. Okay, what does the universe have to tell you for advice with this? Anything else? Thank you. Justice. It's karmic. As I said. Nine of Cups again, this time in reverse. Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Well, these three cards came out in your past and current energies with the Justice at the bottom of the deck. There's a new opportunity heading your way, but you've got to be open to see it. We've got Four of Cups to Five of Cups, and then Four of Cups again as advice from the universe, but this time it's in reverse. To me, that says you're going to be receiving it. The Nine of Cups in reverse says, don't, and the fact that it came out sideways in your present energy, do not rest on your laurels. I think you're being pushed with the Judgment here and Justice. You've been being pushed by karma. Look at him. He's pushing these wands. So you're being pushed so you can push yourself. Whoa. Yep. Yeah, that's how I see this. And this Emperor and King of Wands, like the Emperor gets what he wants. That's God card. That is, he's king shit. She's queen shit. But the fact that Death and those are Scorpio cards. Some of you might have a lot of Scorpio placements. Just saying. And if you do, this might resonate harder with you. But it is really imperative that you trust your intuition and trust your waters. Push yourself. You don't have to always go with the tide. That is my message to you right now, and I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up, because there's some people talking outside and it's getting a little noisy, and you probably won't hear them, but still. Anyway, love you, Cancer. Karmic justice will pay off. Trust me, you just have a little bit further to go. Love you. Bye.